Good afternoon, sir. Today, I will be presenting to you about the composition of blood in the human body. So what does the blood comprise of? The blood mainly comprises of three different layers, which are the plasma layer, the buffy coat layer, and the erythrocyte layer. Each layer plays a crucial role in our body, be it for protection by white blood cells or transportation of oxygen by the red blood cells. The buffy coat layer contains leukocytes and thrombocytes, which are also known as white blood cells and platelets. There are many who are confused between the differences of plasma and serum. Basically, a serum is the liquid that is the remaining of a blood clot, whereas plasma is the liquid that is present in the blood itself. To add on, plasma requires anticoagulants for purification, whereas serum does not. Now, let's dive deeper into the characteristics of erythrocytes. Erythrocytes contains hemoglobin, which gives the red pigmentations to blood. As we all know, one red blood cell contains 4 chains, where there are 2 alpha and 2 beta protein, and each chain consists of 1 ferrum, also known as iron. Attached to it is 1 oxygen molecule. This makes 1 red blood cells have 4 oxygen molecules. In the case of the lack or absence of alpha or beta proteins, a disease called thalassemia can be developed in patients. This happens when patients do not have sufficient red blood cells in their body. Secondly, the buffy coat comprises of leukocytes and thrombocytes, as I have previously mentioned above. Leukocytes can be categorized into 2, agranular and granular. Agranular consists of lymphocytes and monocytes, whereas granular consists of basophil, neutrophil, and eosinophil. B and T cells triggers the production of antibodies in our body. The purpose of white blood cells is to aid our body in different ways, for example, in phagocytosis and inflammation processes. Phagocytosis are responsible to engulf and absorb waste materials and harmful microorganisms in our body, as well as the synthesis of antibody molecules. Apart from that, it also helps in the inflammation process by the production of heparin, which helps in blood clotting. Besides leukocytes, the buffy coat also comprises of thrombocytes, also known as platelets. They are the smallest solid component of the blood, which helps in clotting processes. Lastly, looking deeper into the characteristics of plasma, which are a liquid component of the blood without cells in it. They contain mainly water, nutrients, hormones, and many more. This leads to their function, which is to transport nutrients and water throughout the whole body, and also to bring out waste materials from the cells. As we all know, there are 4 major blood groups, which are the A blood, B blood, AB, and O blood groups. There are 2 main characters that play an important role, which are known as the antigens and antibody. They provide protections towards foreign cells. Antigens are present on the surface of all blood types except blood type O. This makes all blood people a universal donor to anyone, as there are no antigen attached on their surface of blood that can attack other blood groups. Moreover, antibodies are present that are opposite to antigen present on cells. This may sound a little bit confusing, but to give you an example, a patient with blood type A have antigens A on the surface of their cell. This means that they have antibody B, as only having the opposite antibody can prevent agglutination from occurring. Last but not least, there are many functions of the blood, which are for the transportation, regulation, and protection of the body. The blood helps in the transportation of hormones from the endocrine system, along with transporting metabolic waste. To highlight, it aids in the regulation of pH and body temperature, as well as maintaining the content of water in the body. Other than that, it also serves as a function to protect our body from any vulnerable diseases. These are the 3 main purposes of the blood, and this brings me to the end of my presentation. Thank you for your time and patience.